Well, hello there, friends. Rebecca here, the Dragon Librarian from Farmington Community Library. And Brill and I are here today to talk to you about a really special book series that we absolutely love. And it's really kind of perfect to talk about this week because this week is the week of Thanksgiving. So that might be kind of weird to associate a book series with thinking about Thanksgiving, but hear me out. I'm going to get there. So, because it's Thanksgiving, we end up thinking about a lot of the things in our lives that we're super thankful for, right? And some of the first things that we think of are, of course, like our family, our friends, health, all kinds of things like that. But another thing that I always like to think about being thankful for, is books. Big surprise, right? Miss Rebecca, the Dragon Librarian, is very thankful for books. But it's true. I think sometimes books get kind of overlooked when you're thinking of things that you're thankful for. But we can be thankful for books for so many different reasons. We can be thankful for them for making us laugh. We can be thankful for them for introducing us to new characters and worlds that we may never have experienced otherwise. And we can be thankful for them for helping us get through tough times and being friends for us, maybe when we didn't have anybody else. But particularly the book series I want to talk about today, I'm thankful for a very specific reason, which is I am thankful for books that have been turned into really good movies and or TV shows. So I have to put the very good in front of that because there are some books that have been made into some really terrible movies. I'm looking at you, Percy Jackson. Ugh, those movies were bad. But there's a new Percy Jackson show coming out. We have a lot of hope for that. But this book series was just recently made into a movie, and I just recently saw it. And I'm very excited to talk to you about not only the book, but if the movie is good and worth watching as well. So what am I going on and on about? What book is this that we're talking about? The School for Good and Evil by Soman Chainani. The School for Good and Evil. Now, this is the first book in the series, okay? It is technically a book series that is 6 books long. Okay, I have the series here. There's 6 books total, okay, in this series. The first one is this one here, The School for Good and Evil. There is also a prequel that just recently came out as well. So that is worth reading as well, but you don't want to read that until you've read at least the first few books in the series. So this series I'm talking about, it's so good. The first one is the main one I want to talk about today because that's the one that the movie is primarily focused on. So what is this book about? What is this series about? So basically it is about this fairy tale world, this fairy tale school. And all these different manner of people go to these schools. There is a school for good and a school for evil. And in the school for good, all the kids go there that learn about how to become princes and princesses and how to be helpful guides in fairy tale adventures, or turn into creatures that help the characters throughout the fairy tales. In the school for evil, the kids go to learn about how to be witches and villains and all kinds of manners of dastardly creatures. So the story focuses on these 2 girls, Sophie and Agatha. Now, if you're just to look at them right off the bat, your initial thought would probably be, oh, this is Sophie who's going to go to the school for good because she looks like a princess, and this is Agatha who's going to go to the school for evil because she kind of looks like a witch, right? Well, the very main and most important theme of this story is that appearances can be deceiving. So every 4 years in this little town of Gavaldon, 2 children are taken out of their beds in the middle of the night to be deposited at these schools. So all the parents and kids in the town are very nervous about this. They don't want to be taken away, except for Agatha, because she's been preparing for this her whole life. She knows she's been born to be a princess. She wants to be a princess and can't wait for that to happen. Her friend Agatha, her best friend, really doesn't really feel the same way. She just wants to be friends with Sophie, and she just doesn't really want to be anything to change. Well, both girls are taken in the middle of the night, but what happens is what you don't expect. Sophie is deposited in the school for evil, and Agatha is deposited in the school for good. Why would that be? So both the girls are scrambling to not only try to get back to the school that they think they belong in, but also to keep their friendship intact. Because the other thing at both of these schools is they're taught that good characters and evil characters cannot be friends. Cannot be friends. They're always going to be enemies. So they're trying to hold their friendship intact too. So basically the main theme of this book, and really the whole series, is that appearances can be deceiving. Not everything is the way it seems. So the movie, which is very long, I was very surprised by how long the movie was. I just watched it over the weekend. It's over almost 2.5 hours long, but it's phenomenal. It's so, so good. The casting for this movie was amazing. The girls that they cast to be Sophie and Agatha are just absolutely phenomenal. I love them so much. The same thing with the teachers and the heads of the schools. So, so, so fantastic. I love the special effects. The acting was really good. You know, I am the very first person, I'll admit it, to be really, really overly critical of movie adaptations or TV show adaptations of books, especially if the book is really good and I think it deserves a really great adaptation. And so many times they get it wrong, right? So many times they're just horrible. But this one was fantastic. I absolutely loved it. A couple of kids that I've talked to that I know have read the series have watched it more than once already. They just absolutely loved it. So if you are looking, if you love fantasy, if you love fairy tales, if you're looking for a really great story that's fun and just amazing to fall into, pick up The School for Good and Evil. And if you haven't watched it yet, watch watch the movie. It is on Netflix. It is absolutely phenomenal. And I highly recommend it. And I don't very often recommend things that are based off of books like this, but it was very, very good. So highly recommend it. I think you'll really like it a lot. And this book as well. Plus the whole series. If you like it, you can just breeze through the whole one. I will give you a warning. This one does end on a little bit of a cliffhanger. So if you are going to be picking up this book to read it, you might want to make sure you can get your hands on the second one not very long after that. Well, that's what we've got for you guys today. That is something that I am very, very thankful for in relation to books. Really great series and really great series that are made into fantastic movies and TV shows. So this is a great week to be thinking about some of the other things that you're thankful for and what are some books and authors that you're thankful for, and come into the library and let me know because I'd love to talk to you about them. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. Have a wonderful rest of your day.